Harold Myers was not just an ordinary man. He was a hero, a proud 82-year-old World War II veteran with a heart full of memories. He had seen things in the war that were tough to talk about, moments that tested his courage and resilience. Harold fought bravely for his country, putting himself in danger to protect the freedoms that everyone cherished. Although time had passed since those days, the lessons he learned and the friendships he forged during the war stayed with him. Now, in his later years, Harold often reflected on his past while trying to enjoy life. He wore his memories like a badge of honor, especially his beloved service hat adorned with medals. It was a reminder of not only his sacrifices but also of the men and women who had stood beside him in battles that defined history. Sadly, as days turned into routine, he often found himself feeling invisible, particularly in crowded places where excitement swirled around him. On this particular evening at the club, most eyes were glued to Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, who was taking the stage. While Harold felt a spark of joy from the lively music and the energy of the crowd, he couldn't help but feel alone. Other patrons danced and laughed, but there he sat, quietly enjoying the performance among the buzzing excitement that surrounded him. Little did he know that this night would hold a surprise that would change everything for him. His service hat, a simple piece of fabric with a rich history, would soon catch the attention of someone who knew how to honor a hero. This small moment would lead to an unforgettable experience filled with recognition, gratitude, and pride. The atmosphere in the club was electric, buzzing with excitement as fans eagerly awaited the king of rock and roll. Bright lights danced across the room, illuminating smiling faces filled with anticipation. The air was thick with laughter and chatter, creating a warm and lively ambience that pulsed to the beat of the music. As Elvis took the stage, the crowd erupted into cheers, their joy spilling over like a torrent of energy. Elvis stood there, vibrant and charismatic, dressed in his classic flashy attire. The moment he picked up the microphone, the room fell silent, hanging on his every word. As he strummed his guitar and launched into his first song, a wave of nostalgia washed over the audience. They sang along, their voices lifting in harmony as they swayed to the rhythm. Each note seemed to resonate with both old memories and new experiences, bringing people together in a way only music could. Harold watched from his table, feeling the pulsating joy around him but still trapped by his solitude. He could see couples dancing closely, families laughing together, and friends sharing joyful moments. In that joyous sea of faces, he felt like a forgotten leaf drifting away from the vibrant tree of life surrounding him. Yet, despite his loneliness, there was a spark of happiness in the lively tunes that filled the air. The band played song after song, each one evoking memories of love and laughter from times gone by. The warmth of the crowd enveloped Harold like a cozy blanket even as he sat in silence. Little did he know that amid this raucous celebration, something extraordinary was about to happen, a moment that would bridge the gap between his past and present, stirring feelings long buried within his heart. As the vibrant music played around him, Harold sat at his small table, feeling like a solitary island in a sea of laughter and celebration. The lively crowd danced and sang, their energy infectious, yet he felt a deep sense of solitude. He couldn't help but glance at the people surrounding him, couples lost in each other's eyes, friends sharing inside jokes, and families creating memories together. In that moment, he felt invisible, a quiet spectator to the joy that filled the room. Harold's thoughts drifted back to his time as a young soldier during World War II. Memories flooded his mind like an old film reel playing in slow motion. He remembered the camaraderie with his fellow soldiers, the long nights spent around campfires sharing stories and laughter, and the bravery they showed in the face of danger. Those moments filled him with pride but also a tinge of sadness, as he realized how much time had passed since those days of valor. His service hat rested on the table before him, adorned with medals that told tales of honor and sacrifice. It was a symbol of his dedication to his country and the battles he fought for freedom. Yet tonight, it felt heavy on his head as he thought about how so few people recognized what it represented. He sighed softly, feeling like a forgotten hero in a world that seemed to have moved on without him. As Elvis's voice soared through the air, Harold closed his eyes for just a moment. The music stirred something deep within him, a longing for connection and recognition that had been missing for so long. Little did he know that this night would soon change everything for him, transforming his feelings of isolation into something profoundly uplifting. The moment Elvis stepped onto the stage, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The bright lights focused on him, and he radiated charisma with every move he made. Dressed in a dazzling outfit that sparkled under the club's lights, he smiled warmly at the crowd, instantly captivating their attention. Applause erupted, filling the room with an energy that felt almost electric. Elvis raised his arms as if to embrace the audience, and they responded like a wave crashing against the shore, cheering and shouting his name. He had an extraordinary ability to connect with people, drawing them in with his charm and enthusiasm. As he began to sing, his voice soared above the lively chatter, rich and powerful, weaving a spell over everyone present. With each note, Elvis brought stories to life through his music. His songs spoke of love, longing, and adventure, universal themes that resonated deeply with those listening. Couples swayed together, lost in their own worlds, while families sang along joyfully. Even those who had come simply for a good time found themselves moved by the magic of his performance. Elvis wandered across the stage, making eye contact with fans who reached out in excitement. He shared jokes and anecdotes between songs, creating a sense of intimacy that made everyone feel included. Laughter echoed as he engaged with the audience, reminding them that this was not just a concert but a shared experience. As he launched into one of his most beloved hits, Harold couldn't help but be drawn in by the energy surrounding him. The music pulsed through the room like a heartbeat, igniting feelings of nostalgia and warmth within him. In that moment, he felt himself yearning for a connection beyond his solitude, a desire to be part of this magical atmosphere that seemed to celebrate life itself. Little did he know how soon this feeling would become reality, as the night unfolded. As the music filled the room, Elvis passionately sang the lyrics that spoke of love and hope. The crowd swayed in rhythm, lost in the moment, but then something caught his eye. Harold's service had resting on the table before him. For a brief instant, the vibrant performance paused in Elvis's mind. He recognized the significance of that simple piece of fabric, adorned with medals and memories. Elvis's gaze sharpened, and he stopped mid-song, letting the music fade as he pointed directly at Harold. The energy in the room shifted. Confused murmurs rose from the audience as they followed his line of sight. Then, with respect evident in his posture, Elvis saluted Harold from the stage. In that powerful moment, time seemed to stand still. The audience gasped, and a hush fell over the club. For Harold, it felt like a spotlight had been cast upon him, a personal acknowledgement from someone he admired so much. Hearts swelled as Elvis spoke to him directly, expressing gratitude for Harold's service and sacrifice during World War II. The sincerity in his voice resonated deeply, reminding everyone present of the heroes who fought for their freedoms. With a warmth that filled every corner of the room, Elvis dedicated his next song to all veterans and especially to Harold. The crowd erupted into loud applause and cheers, standing up in an enthusiastic ovation that echoed through the space like a thunderstorm of appreciation. As Harold sat there, feeling the weight of admiration surrounding him, tears welled in his eyes. A sense of pride swelled within him as he smiled widely, knowing that his sacrifices had not gone unnoticed. This heartfelt recognition was more than just a moment. It connected him with everyone in the room, reminding them all of the importance of honoring those who bravely served their country. As the applause echoed around the club, Elvis stood tall on stage, his presence commanding the room. He held a moment of silence, allowing the cheers to settle before addressing the audience with sincerity in his voice. "Tonight," he said, gesturing toward Harold, "we honor someone truly special." His eyes sparkled with warmth as he spoke. The crowd quieted, eager to hear more. Elvis then pointed directly at Harold, who sat stunned but filled with a sense of pride. The spotlight shone on him, illuminating his service hat, a symbol of bravery and sacrifice that had remained unnoticed until this very moment. With genuine respect, Elvis saluted Harold from the stage, a gesture that resonated deeply with everyone present. This powerful pause in the performance showcased not only Elvis's talent, but also his humility and respect for those who served their country. It was clear that he understood the importance of honoring veterans like Harold. The atmosphere shifted from pure entertainment to heartfelt recognition as the audience absorbed the significance of this moment. Elvis continued, sharing a few words about the sacrifices made by veterans during times of conflict. He spoke passionately about unity and gratitude, reminding everyone that freedom comes at a cost and that those who serve deserve our utmost respect. As he dedicated the next song to Harold and all veterans, tears filled many eyes in the crowd. The music began again, but it felt different, more profound than before. As Elvis sang with heartfelt emotion, each note seemed to carry with it gratitude and admiration for those who fought for freedom. In that moment of recognition, Harold felt seen for the first time in many years. He smiled broadly as waves of appreciation washed over him from both Elvis and an entire audience united in gratitude. This powerful tribute reminded everyone present that great artists can indeed be humble and respectful while celebrating true heroes among them. As Elvis's tribute resonated in the hearts of the audience, an emotional wave surged through the crowded club. The atmosphere shifted significantly from lively celebration to deep reverence. Faces that had once held expressions of joy now showed signs of sincerity and reflection as people absorbed the moment's significance. Many in attendance wiped away tears, moved by the pure gratitude being expressed towards Harold and all veterans. Gradually, individuals began to rise from their seats, encouraged by the powerful energy radiating from the stage. Some stood instinctively, while others exchanged knowing glances that sparked a collective response. It was as if a silent agreement had formed among them to honor Harold together. The roar of applause grew louder as more people joined in, their cheers echoing throughout the room like a rallying cry. Harold, sitting at his table with a mix of disbelief and pride, looked around at the rising crowd. Each clap of hands felt like a personal acknowledgement of his bravery and sacrifices made long ago in war. The palpable energy transformed the club into a sanctuary of respect and appreciation. As the crowd continued to stand in joyous recognition, Harold's heart swelled with emotion. He felt enveloped in warmth, a stark contrast to the isolation he had experienced earlier in the evening. There was something empowering about witnessing strangers united for a common cause, to honor those who had fought for their freedoms. Elvis resumed singing with renewed vigor, pouring his heart into every note. The audience's appreciation became a shared experience, their tears mingling with smiles of gratitude, reminding everyone present of the profound impact that honoring veterans can have on both the honorees and those who celebrate them. This spontaneous outpouring of love created a cherished memory that would linger long after the final note faded. As the applause thundered around him, Harold sat, momentarily frozen in shock. A mixture of disbelief and overwhelming emotion washed over him, leaving him speechless. Never in his wildest dreams did he expect to receive such recognition in a vibrant club filled with laughter and music. The spotlight highlighted not only his service hat but also the years of sacrifice and dedication it represented. A warm glow began to spread through him as he processed what was happening. Each clap of hands felt like a gentle reminder that people still appreciated the efforts of veterans like him. Harold's heart swelled with pride. It was a feeling he hadn't experienced in years and one that brought tears to his eyes. The years of feeling overlooked melted away as he realized he was finally being honored for his bravery. Sitting there, he felt an incredible connection to both Elvis and the crowd. Strangers were standing to recognize him, proving that sacrifices made long ago were not forgotten. As he looked around the room, he saw faces reflecting admiration and appreciation, and it filled him with warmth. It was a beautiful sight, people united in gratitude for the freedom they enjoyed. In that moment, deep within the depths of his heart, Harold understood that this wasn't just about him. It was about the countless men and women who served their country, many of whom never received such acknowledgement. Feeling a strong sense of camaraderie with fellow veterans, he smiled widely, a bright expression illuminating his face. Harold's surprise transformed into pure joy as he raised his hands slightly in response to the crowd's admiration, a silent thank you for all the love being sent his way. He felt seen, valued, and connected to a world that had seemed distant just moments before, a precious gift on a night dedicated to honoring true heroes. As the final notes of Elvis's dedicated song rang through the club, the atmosphere surged with heartfelt emotion. The applause that had erupted moments earlier transformed into a tearful ovation, as the crowd collectively recognized the significance of this tribute. People stood, many wiping away tears, their hearts swelling with gratitude for Harold and all veterans alike. Eyes glistened with tears of pride as audience members exchanged glances filled with understanding. In that moment, it was clear that this was not merely about celebrating one man. It was a powerful acknowledgement of countless lives impacted by the sacrifices made by those in uniform. Each clap resonated not just for Harold but also for friends, family members, and acquaintances who had served, each carrying their own stories of bravery and resilience. The sight of so many people standing together created a poignant visual of unity and respect. Couples embraced, many moved by the deep emotions flowing through the air, while others raised their hands in salute at the enduring spirit of those who fought for freedom. The resonance of their applause echoed like an anthem of appreciation that filled every corner of the club. As Harold soaked in the support surrounding him, he felt empowered by the connection to those around him. It struck him that he was part of something much larger than himself, a movement that honored sacrifice and bravery across generations. His heart brimmed with gratitude, knowing he stood not alone but among comrades in spirit. In that electric moment, the energy shifted from individual recognition to a collective chorus of respect for all veterans. The tearful ovation captured shared emotions that overcame boundary lines. Pride, honor, and love intertwined within everyone present. This outpouring of emotion created a memory etched into Harold's heart, one that would remain long after the music faded and everyone returned to their lives outside the club. As the evening drew to a close, the echoes of applause lingered in the air, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of honoring veterans like Harold. This night was not just about celebrating one man's service. It was about recognizing the countless individuals who have bravely fought for freedom and peace throughout history. Each veteran carries with them stories, sacrifices, and struggles that often go unnoticed. The emotional outpouring from the audience highlighted a collective acknowledgement that these sacrifices should never be forgotten. Every tear shed and every cheer witnessed was a testament to the gratitude felt for those who risked their lives to protect others. In moments like these, society is reminded that behind every hero's story lies a human being deserving of appreciation and respect. Harold's experience at the club became more than just an individual moment. It illuminated a broader narrative about commitment and courage. When Elvis paused his performance to honor him, he sparked a ripple effect of recognition that resonated throughout generations. The crowd's heartfelt ovation transformed into an anthem celebrating not only Harold but all veterans who have served. As people left the club that night, they carried with them the spirit of togetherness and respect for those who wore or wear their country's uniform. The warmth of community shone brightly, forging connections among strangers bound by shared values of bravery and honor. In reflecting on this powerful tribute, it becomes clear that remembering veterans is essential, not just on holidays or special occasions but every day. Their sacrifices form the foundation of freedom we enjoy and cherish. It is imperative that society continues to recognize these brave individuals, ensuring their stories are told and honored so future generations may understand the true cost of liberty and peace. Harold's smile captured not just pride in his service but also hope for a world that remembers and values its heroes.